There's some weird stuff going on. We're having Schumann spikes. We're getting some more light in. We have a very large sunspot region that is now we're getting a glimpse of. And in the next coming of days throughout the weekend, we'll exactly see how large of an area it is because it looks huge. There's talk of sun simulators, which of course we know the government has and has been using for a very long time. We have anomalies that are popping up in Antarctica. We have buoys that have been dropped completely and there's just no answer of why they went so in depth. And then we have this, yet again, this Antarctica anomaly that is creeping up the coast of Africa right now and is said to affect America here in around the April 16th, 17th. And of course, the numerous amount of earthquakes that we are continuously having and we will continuously have because of our solar flares and because of HAARP. So we have a lot of factors that are coming into play right now, a lot of conspiracies that are being really built around it. But we're going to take a look at our Schumann first, and we'll just analyze the graph that we have. This is what we were presented with in the morning. So we have a very large blackout here for a couple of hours. We have a lot of density, some purging that is going on, and a beautiful blast of white light that is going into our mode 3. Now it's hard to say if this one is artificial or if it was from natural causes, because when I looked at the weather here in Russia, it's showing me that they had quite a bit of precipitation, so that could be why we had such a large spike specifically in that area and how it's continuing today. So is it actual light coming in, or is it just a complete dump of snow and lightning and all of that fun stuff? Because that will generate Schumann spikes. And we didn't have anything in Italy as well. It was pretty quiet over there, but we do have spikes. So we have to kind of like put 2 and 2 together. And our earthquakes were not generated anywhere near our Tomsk facility. So we weren't able to pick up on anything like that, but we do have quite a number of earthquakes that are going on in the current moment. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think about this? Yes, we see the weather modification that is happening right now, yet again with the Antarctica anomaly. And then we have this very large spike in our Schumann. Can you feel this in your heart chakra? I was not awakened by this. So this kind of is telling me that this might just be from the generation of those storms up in Russia. Usually I'm pretty aware of when these happen and when these happen, but not to say that it's not exactly that. It's just we have to put, yet again, 2 and 2 together and see what comes out of that. But nevertheless, we're going to look at our amplitude, which is at a 39. So our peak did reach all the way into our mode 3. So we have quite a bit of spikes here. Our frequency is a little bit low right now. It has not caught up to the graph. You'll see it rise throughout the day here, and you'll probably feel it, of course. But we have some interesting things that are going on. Is this from HAARP? Is this from the storm, or is this a natural occurrence? This is where we put our discernment into play. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of confusion that surrounds these. So here's a look at our sun. We have 5 numbered sunspots right now. Now this is the one that I want to take a look at right here. It's not numbered. That's the large region 3615, which will be numbered completely different this time, but it's very, very large. And some of our very stable regions have gained a little bit more complexity. The percentages have went up for the probability of having some M-class flares or an X-class flare. But we haven't had too much light. However, this is our new region 3637 that gave us this impulsive M2.3 flare. It sent us into an R1 radio blackout, which we are still currently in. And we're getting a really big glimpse, as well as a small glimpse of what the big region looks like. And you can see our percentages here, a 1% for an X-class flare, 99 for those C-class flares, which we're getting, and then an M-class flare, which we've already had today, this morning. We have a 35% chance of having more of those throughout the day. So this is region 3634. We've been looking at this one for a little bit. It has went up in size. It's still in beta range, but the percentages have went up because it is coming together. It's getting more of these sunspots and they're kind of expanding themselves and getting into little different territories over here. So that's why our percentages have went up. So we do have a 5% chance of having an X-class flare from this region, which I don't see happening, but we could definitely have an M-class flare from this, and this region is Earth facing right now. But here's a small glance at what that massive region 3615 looks like. It has not been numbered yet. yet. However, it is in beta range. There's a two-parter. There's an upper half. This is the beta range, and then down here is alpha range. So they're going to be numbered, and they may split apart and number more of them. We don't have any information on this yet, but we do have a glimpse of what this looks like. And in the next coming of days, we'll exactly see what this region has to produce, because it's really big and we're only seeing like just a tiny corner that is peeking out right now, just a teeny tiny corner. We have this whole region to still view. In this side of our sun where region 3615 resides, not only are we having M-class flares, impromptu ones at that, but you can see the amount of light coming from this bright region and the potential that it has to give us some larger solar flares. But that M2.3 flare sent us into an R1 radio blackout, and this is where we currently stand. So it is over the Americas, and of course wherever that Antarctica anomaly lies is right over here, which it will be heading up into this region here around the 16th and 17th. We're going to keep an eye on that, and I'll make a video showing, well, my perspective or whatever it is. But we have this going on today, so a little bit of communication issues, not too much, but throughout the next couple of days, we are going to see more potential from that region, especially giving us some radio blackout. And here where our coronal holes lie, so we have 24 and 23 literally right on top of each other, creating this pocket of streaming solar winds that is going to affect our planet. We are expected to see a G1 geomagnetic storm, which we are expecting to reach into these KP4 and KP5 level solar winds, producing that G1 geomagnetic storm, which you'll be able to see 65% in a higher latitude area to see some beautiful aurora colors. So we had a long filament liftoff that is going to produce this geomagnetic storm. We also have positive and negative polarities that are also going to be an influence in this. So it's not going to be the largest geomagnetic storm that we've had, but it's been a little while since we actually have had one. So you may be feeling the effects of it now. I'm drained, completely drained. I haven't been able to make a video or just think, period, in the past couple of days. I don't know, something's just different and it's really pulling and I'm just exhausted. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same exact way. But we did have a filament liftoff, and like I said, we have some onsets of some polarities that are going to be also influencing that solar wind and those active geomagnetic storm levels. So this whole side of our sun is going to be very interesting. Now, currently we are at KP1, so very, very low. Today is going to be low. We'll be in KP1 to KP2, maybe max KP3, but tomorrow we will be in those KP5 levels, those active geomagnetic levels, before it dies down here on Monday. But we have a lot of potential of seeing more of these active geomagnetic storms because of our new region that is producing M-class flares or higher. But our solar wind levels are pretty low right now. We're around 432, there's your 432 in a row, kilometers per second. So we are pretty stagnant in our energies right now until we break that threshold into those active levels. So there's a lot of interesting things that are going on right now. The energy is off. I feel completely drained, and that's just not really me. Yes, I'm drained because I have a 2-year-old all the time, but this is different. This is more than exhaustion. Like, I haven't had time to really respond to emails. I haven't had time to make videos. I haven't had time to edit anything. I haven't had time to really do anything. I haven't even been grocery shopping. I can't talk. I can't think. It's just very bizarre for me. I don't know. Something is off. And I don't know if you feel that too. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. So our moon in Gemini is going to be void until early in the afternoon, so you may feel a little unstable today. And then it's going to go into Cancer energy, which is going to unveil a lot of those feelings and emotions today, which you might not really be able to handle today, especially if you're exhausted. You might want to sit on the back burner because there could be a lot of conversations that could be really misconstrued today and cause a lot more harm than intended. So we need to stabilize some of our emotional energy today with our moon in Cancer. And this is where we're going to have to kind of nurture ourselves back into a very secure spot because we're just out of bounds there and it's very uncomfortable. So there's going to be a power struggle with Mars and Pluto, which means there's going to be a power struggle with you, which means there's going to be a little bit of communication issues. This could lead to conflicts today. So that means you have to tread lightly today. So just be careful with your interactions today. Cancer can lead to a lot of emotions spilling out, a lot of word vomit. The energy is weird. Let me know what you think. Love ya.